welcome to another video on doing stuff and filming it. I still haven't decided what to name this segment that I've started doing, whether it's opinion pieces, discussion, rants. It's going to vary video to video, so it's the opinion, discussion, rant series, something like that anyway. Anyway, came across a news story, got home from work about an hour and a half ago, and had a look at the news because I seem to live on my laptop these days, and came across a story which piqued my interest for a second, but then a second later I pretty much figured out what the answer was and what it was all going to be about. And it's something that I do actually have some expertise in. It's in insurance. I worked in insurance for approaching 3 years, on that car insurance and motorbike insurance as well. Well, motor insurance, I did all manner of vehicles. I did a tank once. You can get insurance on the road for a tank. And I know 3 years isn't that long, but insurance is not that complicated. It really isn't. A lot of people like to think it is and make out that it is, including insurance companies, but it's really fucking not. Anyway, let me show you the article that I found. Here we go. This is from BBC Verify, which seems to be the BBC's own little fight against fake news. Car insurance quotes higher in ethnically diverse areas. They absolutely are, but not for the reasons suggested in this article. Car insurance quotes are a third more expensive in some areas of England with the biggest minority ethnicity populations, BBC Verify has found. Now it goes on, it says, oh yeah, we did thousands of quotes on identical information, just changing where the person lived. Yeah, the insurance industry body said ethnicity is not a factor. It's not. But citizens' advice is saying that it's added to the evidence of an ethnicity penalty, which is just bullshit. But yeah, it says here, oh yeah, they chose 6,000 addresses, which, who the fuck has time for this? From all different areas, including the most deprived and the least deprived, from each English local authority. And they say they left all other details the same, it was just the address that they changed. And they gave us this lovely little diagram, teacher, aged 30, male, Ford Fiesta, and the only thing that's different is they changed the area, and then they tell us the Black, Asian and minority ethnic population, which is 11% in Zone A and 44% in Zone B. And there's a handy little map. Now, it does say in here that there's a number of factors that go into it, and there's a lot of factors go into making an insurance quote, especially car insurance, but insurance companies don't disclose how they calculate it. I mean, it's not a big secret. I mean, if anyone asked me how it was done when I was selling insurance, I'd just tell them. And no one ever told me not to. But believe it or not, it's actually calculated differently for every different company that you go to. And even down to the different schemes that they run. You know, each company doesn't just give quotes and you're insured with them. You'll go on a particular scheme that they're running, and they will have dozens each of them working differently. In this case, they're talking about where you live being a factor. Now, it absolutely is a factor. In fact, a lot of the time, it's one of the biggest factors, especially when I was working on motorcycle insurance, because I did cars, vans, specialist vehicles, modified vehicles, and then the same on motorbikes as well. I did just about every vehicle on wheels, or not on wheels, in the case of that tank as well. I did insure a tank once. Surprisingly cheap too. But yes, your address is a big factor, and it's drilled down. It's not just like, oh, Birmingham's higher risk than Cambridge. I mean, generally it is, but it's a lot more specific than that. It's down to the individual postcodes. Now, this picture here shows 2 different postcodes, and I don't mean like everybody's postcode is different. It's the first half of it. For example, where I used to live up in Bradford, I was in BD18. Now, all of Bradford's pretty shit, and all insurance was quite high there, but relative to the rest of Bradford, BD18 was quite a nice area. A mile up the road, however, and it's the same road, it was Rose Road, it was just a really long ass road, it was like 2 miles long. you moved into BD2, and you could have two people living next door to each other in different postcodes, and they'd get different quotes because they're in a different area that has different claim statistics. That's how it's worked out. So they say that this area here was cheaper than this area here, but they're not that far apart. You're right, they're not, although it looks reasonably far. I wouldn't want to walk there. I mean, I don't want to walk in Birmingham anyway. It's fucking Birmingham. But you can bet your ass that this area will have way less car theft and vandalism, for example, than Area B. And looking at them with this picture, they look to have roughly the same population. This one may have slightly less, looks to be a bit more green space in it, but that doesn't really matter. This area, they say, is more deprived and more ethnically diverse. It's like, yeah, but it will also have higher claim statistics. And that's it. That's all insurance companies look at. Now, when I was selling insurance, sold thousands of policies. I was actually really good at it. And I also talked to hundreds of underwriters. And by that I mean people working for the underwriting companies who are managing the policies. For example, if I couldn't get an automated price that I needed for the customer, or I couldn't quite find a product that meted their needs, I would start ringing around underwriters and talking to people. The computer system obviously didn't take ethnicity into account. It couldn't by law, and also how would it fucking know? But the people I talked to as well never did. And I must have spoken to hundreds of people and got thousands of quotes. They didn't. They don't even look at your personal details. They just don't. They are important, but not really for your price. It's more about validation of data and what they call data enrichment. That's completely different to how the price is determined. That's more to do with preventing fraud and such like. Mainly what they'd look at is there'd be a summary page, and the first thing they'd go to is postcode and go, oh, they're in Birmingham B4 or whatever. And then they'll look, oh yeah, no claims, no convictions, yeah, reasonable car, fully comp, low mileage, yeah, whatever, have this price. That is literally how fast they'd make the decision. Yeah, not once did someone's race come into it. If it had, I'd have called them on it and said that's not acceptable, and then immediately rung someone else who wasn't a cunt. But it just didn't happen. It just never did. But there were certain postcodes, as soon as they'd see it, they'd go, oh, fucking hell. They didn't want to do it. There is a particular postcode in Birmingham which is like top out of the entire nation for not just claims but insurance fraud. Crash for cash. If you live in that area, you're not getting insured. They will just refuse and say, no, we're not doing it. Because the claims are so high. And that's literally all it is claim statistics. Nothing else. So they say that, you know, oh, these areas give two wildly different prices and this one's more diverse. This one will have more fucking claims going on in it. And they do say that, you know, they had similar levels. They're probably going off government statistics for, you know, car accidents. But most car accidents aren't reported to the police, but they are reported to your insurance company. I would bet my left butt cheek insurance companies' accident and crime data is going to be vastly different and, in almost all cases, a lot higher than government data. It just will be. I mean, you know, you have a bump in your car, you exchange details, you go home and swear about it and fall asleep in front of the telly or something like that. And then you ring your insurance company and they sort it out. The police never know about it. Unless you, like, roll it and block a major A road or something like that. They're never going to know it's happened, so it won't be on their statistics. But your insurance company will know about it. That's what's going on there. Now, I'm not saying that people from minority ethnic backgrounds aren't affected by this. They are, but it's not a question of insurance. And whoever wrote this article is trying to make out that all insurance companies are racist. That's not true. Insurance is, my experience of it has been, it's the great leveler. They just didn't care about you. It was all numbers and calculations and statistics. everybody was the same in their eyes. They just worked out your risk. And that's it. Yeah, things like ethnicity just were not taken into account. And yeah, I can see how that's a downside. You're always just a number and a price tag to them and statistics. But you can't call that racist at all. That's like calling a computer racist. It's fucking not. It's like saying a spreadsheet is racist. It fucking ain't, is it? It's a spreadsheet. Yeah, so it's not an insurance issue. It's a society issue. Why are these areas got such high claim statistics? Well, because they're probably quite deprived areas. They're shit places to live. And the question then needs to be asked is, why are these areas so shit? And why are they more diverse? Is there something that means that people from a minority are in some ways forced to live there? I mean, it's not like they're frog marched into a dingy flat in Birmingham or something like that, but other societal pressures and economic pressures like employment, for example, mean they can't live in more affluent areas which are less diverse. That's it. It's a societal question, not a fucking insurance question. I think whoever wrote this wanted to make a headline and nothing else. And the thing is, it's quite dangerous as well, because it distracts people from the real issues, the real societal issues that we have in this country, and instead just tries to blame an insurance company. Like, it's the quick fix mentality. It's just fucking not on. And the worst part about it is that Citizens Advice Bureau seems to be fully on board with this, and I honestly thought that they were smarter than that. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because it piqued my interest. I immediately knew the answer, and I just wanted to make the point that the article's fucking wrong. Take it from someone who knows. And it's not that long, it's less than 9 months since I left the insurance industry. It's not how that article makes out. It just isn't. I mean, what it says is true, but not for the reasons it says. Alright, I just wanted to talk about that. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching this video on doing stuff and filming it. Please don't forget to press the big button here in the middle to subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you liked what you just saw, please click the like button below and leave a comment letting me know what you liked about it. And as always, thank you for watching.